19th, 1985. Puzzling Evidence presents The Future with Reverend Howe.
That's right. We're the Friendly Hour of Prophecy on the Puzzling Evidence Channel, and you know me, I'm Dr. Howell, Master of Church Secrets of the everlasting Subgenius Foundation. But what, some of you may well ask, are a subgenius anyway? The subgenius is not just below a genius, whatever that may be. The subgenius does not pretend to super-knowledge, but to sub-knowledge, knowledge of the under-things, the hollow earth from whose darkness issue the Nazi hell creatures and other dwellers in the abyss. It is in contemplation of the underthings, the underwear lurking just beneath the clothing of existence, that the submen display what genius they have. The study of the substratum, the underclothing or foundation garment underlying reality. This, only this, can be the ordained purview of he who would call himself a so-called subgenius. Yea, he who heeds him whom he hails as the sub-G, he homes in free, home free on the first basis of base and sublime subgenial sublimations, subliminally limned upon his life by the limber non-linear lines of the book of the subgenius. Yea, he who does this, he gets off scot-free. But great Scott, he who heedeth not him whom he haileth as the sub-G, he who hoots down the ordained overman, he hoes a hard row. So, remember, subgeniality begins at home. Now, as the faithful among you will remember, last year on our program I uttered the mournful prophecy, Dobbs will die. It hurt me to utter the prophecy. It hurt me to the depths of my soul. But I hoped, yea, even I, Dr. Howell of the First Church Key of Profane and Sublime Subgeniality, I dared to hope that the supreme epoch J.R. Bob Dobbs would transcend my prophecy itself with his Bob-given Dobbs nature. And then, at the night of slack, the world beheld Dobbs' appearance and its hideous, horrendous result. This was a moment which lives in shame, a moment of horror, a moment which we are doomed to live again and again, as it is rerun in our nightmares. The moment when our beloved epoch was, well, I can't say it, but perhaps we ought to go to that tape now and view the carnage. Yes, I'm sure we're all looking at this. Ah, yes, eventually we will cue that tape. I'm sure our production people are so overcome with misery and horror at the hideous sight of our epoch being slain, his pipe laced with his golden blood, that at any moment they'll be cutting away from us now and playing that little tape. But until they do, I think we should all remember that the subgenius is able to withstand even this, the slaying of the grand epoch himself, J.R. Bob Dobbs. It was he, let us remember, during the 1940s, who, while experimenting with a novel television receiver of his own design, first received the divine immaculation. Since then, we have known that science does not remove the terror of the gods, and only increases it. But what about that tape, we may well ask? That tape which should be running according to our schedule. Alas, things don't always go according to schedule, even here in the Church of the Sublime Subgeniality. Now, let's go to that tape and stop fooling around. I've teased you long enough. We'll have to look at that tape on our magic viewing screen, and it'll be up presently. But before it does come up, I think we should review some of the basic prescriptions, which are in the book of the Subgenius itself. Many people think the book of the Subgenius is a mythical book, but I assure you, this book, which is a steal from McGraw-Hill at only $9.95, is still available in some stores, and it contains the divine revelations, the cosmic truths of this universe. I'm going to read to you later in our program, or perhaps now if our tape doesn't get a rolling the way we expect, from the sacred prescriptures, the prophecies of the Subgenius. Yes. Now, here we are in verse 17. Even so, repent, says the epoch, for I have a few things against thee, and thou art offensive to my nose, and I have found thy works not perfect before me. If therefore thou shalt not prostrate thyself, and kiss my end of all things, and perform the salute, and make witnessness for my prophets, which are less than wise, yet wiser than thee, I shall come upon thee prematurely, and thou shalt receive an divine immaculation, which is like unto heaven and unto hell. And I will drop thee from the skies with a scream of thunder, and will shout, and thou shalt avert thine eyes from the glory of my light as it passeth above thee. For I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I come upon thee, except that thou tithe my prophets, who are below thy wise men, yet are on highs. And I will be full of eyes and faces all round about, and will fire upon thee with the two-edged blade of my tongue, and cause thee to do battle with the sicknesses of the air, and to broil one another in the flash of my wrath. And I will cause thee to toil with anguish, for thou art the misbegotten of the dead, and can carry no further the true seed of the code of the sons of the gods. And I must forge new guardians of sperm from thy loins, which may wrest the reins of time for my cause. Now all these tribulations are going to come pelting the earth with horrors and strangeness. But one of the worst tribulations of all ever to afflict this earth is that group known as the band which dare not speak its name. And sometime, even though we may not get to see the magical tape, we will hear the earth assaulted with the hideous sounds of the band, the Subgenius band. Ah, yes, my friends, hell is no myth, no story to frighten children. As you can see, it's as real as the nose on your face. But during the moment the band was performing, we had a telephone call, and I must answer a charge. Am I then accused of mental obesity, of over-reading, of obfuscating, of over-erudition? It seems I'm accused of trying to choke the show, to bloat the entrails of the show with Theophagus apophthegms and Theophagus quidities. Nay, rather say I gourmandize on the sacred vericundial frop of the ages. Ah, well, one hardly knows how to continue. But as long as I have my Ministry of the Air on the Puzzling Evidence channel, as long as Fosmo is with us, and as long as the Puzzling Ev channel continues to broadcast its tormented travail of strangeness, I will continue to do my duty and to read from the prophecies of the Book of the Subgenius. Always a good film. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increased with goods, branded with names like the Book of the Subgenius, available from McGraw-Hill at a mere $9.95, still while they last. So hurry, supply is limited, and send money to the Church of the Subgenius. Thank you, and we'll be back again.